Hey beautiful dancers, and welcome back to Every Heart Can Dance. This is Kyryl, and have you ever felt like your mind cannot keep up with all those steps and choreography? Well, today worry no more, because I will share with you my top secrets how to make those steps stick like glue. Let's dance through it together. Alrighty guys, the very first tip that I'll share with you has nothing to do with the steps, and it's all about the music. The music consists of those tones and sounds that we also call them beats that are put in sections, repetitive sections with certain intonation, and those sections are called bars. As an example of beats in a bar, let me sing it to you. I'm not very good at singing, but I'm gonna give it a try. So, 4 words. My name is Kyryl. So, I'm gonna pronounce it like this. My name is Kyryl. My name is Kyryl. My name is Kyryl. Do you see that there are different beats, can have slightly different intonation, but there's a section that is always repetitive, and that's the section is called bar. In cha-cha and rumba, there are 4 beats in the bar, same as in jive. In samba, we have 2 beats in the bar. In waltz, for example, we have 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's Venus waltz. If a regular waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Samba, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, so there is always repetitive sections that we call bar. Pay attention to that first. Alrighty guys, the next step that is derived from the music is all about us, about our weight and the way we transfer from one foot to another. So we are always trying to match our steps with the beats. So the music and the count always comes first. So you learn the count, learn the intonation, learn the bar, and then you start stomping it through, just marking it. Don't make each step that you learn as a separate one. You definitely get stuck. Or don't try just to learn choreography by remembering number of steps. It's gonna be very difficult. Always pay attention to the music. And I'll give you this kind of tip, at least for cha-cha and rumba. Over 2 bars, we always coming back to the same spot as we started. So if I start on my cha-cha on 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, I came back over 2 bars, that I did now, came back on the same spot. Rumba is going to be the same, at least with the basic steps. So you can remember that over 2 bars, most of the time with most of the basics, you come back on the same spot. Alrighty guys, point number 3, as we talked about basic steps, please be aware, everything you'll be learning or already have learned is always based on foundation. So the more savvy, the more comfortable you are just with the simple basic step of whatever dance, everything else will be based on it, maybe some elements of it, but put in a slightly different puzzle. So whenever you learn new choreography, always come back to the stuff that you already know and kind of create a puzzle out of it. Okay? Alright, the next point is my most favorite. I think it's magical. It's a gem. And it goes like this. Every time you start, whenever you learn choreography, please remember which leg you're starting from, which direction you're going, and you need to sing your count. Not just to count it. 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. Yeah? Not just to count it, make it very abrupt. You need to try to sing it. 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2. Make it more linked. You might ask why. Naturally, every time we talk, we always doing it on exhale. Very natural for us. It's very difficult to talk like this when we're holding ourselves. Yes, not natural, and we cannot sustain this for a long time. Okay? Number 2, every time we move, in most natural way, we do it on exhale as well. We do not go and trying to go unless something we're scared. So this is kind of like outlier, something not normal. In a normal way, more relaxed, more comfortable way, we move on exhale. So when you're adding your singing to your step, you're letting your body naturally to flow. I always preach and teach that music comes first and we attaching the steps to the music. It's true. But in between there's a bit of intellectual cognitive element controlling the pace of the music, the tempo, our steps trying to match it. So there is a lot of control that happens here. When we are singing it, when we're pronouncing it not abruptly but more in the flowing, our body is moving in a natural way. If I move my arm right now with the way I'm saying, what? My arm will match it. If I count in 1, my arm is matching that. It's very difficult to say, what? And the arm goes slowly. It's not matching. Yeah, so let your body flow your singing, your breathing. This is the most natural and internal way to dance and to learn the steps. Okay? When I was a kid, I always learning the steps. I had a hard time learning the steps. I was always in my head and I was always outside trying to learn the steps, seeing my teacher doing. The moment he stops, I stop and I don't know what to do. But in the end of the day, you always to connect to your breathing. So you get the count, you get that rhythm, that vibration, that breathing is the key, is the source. That's what the music is. So when you can create this, okay, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, and 2, and 3, and cha-cha, 1. Okay, I'm gonna count it several times. Okay, I get it. Okay, that section too long. Then I'll just make it shorter. But I get the count first. And only after I create my own music and see how my steps would match that. That's the key. Please focus on that. Alrighty guys, and the very last point that I'll leave you with is super simple. Right before you go to bed, review your steps. It will be always easier to maintain it and retrieve it later. Whatever knowledge, whatever we learn right before we go to sleep is always absorbed and assimilated in our mind and body much better. As another point derived from that as well is try to visualize your steps. It's not only about doing it physically. Sometimes we need just calmly relax, close our eyes, and imagine ourselves doing from the very beginning to the very end. If you get stuck, just do it in sections. Review it, try to visualize it yourself again. If you can visualize somebody else doing the same steps, that's fine. That's the first step. You can still come back and do it with your own body as well, visualizing yourself. It's super important. I'll share this with you as well. In my dancing career, we have traveled a lot for competitions or maybe some shows. So oftentimes in the competition, yes, we have a chance to come and try the floor, mark it. Okay, that's where we start. That's where the better audience or better lighting, we're gonna start this. Our main part of the routine is gonna be here, so we practice. Sometimes there's not that much time we can spend doing that, or no chance to practice at all. So what we had to do is to visualize. Okay, that's where we start. We're gonna start routine from the very beginning here. We're gonna go this way, we're gonna come back. Yes, there is still chance for us that we have to adjust because it doesn't go as what we expected, but at least that practice gives us a chance to place what we know in that space. It's always helping to visualize. Remember, yin and yang together. The physical part, but also mental. That creates much more wholesome being and picture, and it stays as a part of you and your body. And there you have it. That's my ultimate guide, how to remember the steps in the most complete and natural way. Please remember, you are the key, you are the source. Don't lose yourself while learning the steps. Give you this kind of perspective. The steps, the choreography, the technique is outside. All you need to do instead of going after it and staying there, bring it inside you. So always connect back to your breathing and your feeling of weight. That will be the key to create the whole process that can go very smoothly and a lot of fun with that too, much more comfortable. Please practice with that and let me know in the comments below how you have felt or maybe you have any questions. I'll definitely respond to them all. Please subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'm looking forward to see you next week. Bye now.